Good morning, friends. November 13th, 2023. Pouring in some Rockstar. Sometimes I think it's just easier to drink out of a cup. I feel so blessed. Okay, I had a dream, and my stepdad was in the dream, and he pulled up in a new McLaren Speedster that doesn't exist. And the dashboard looked like it was made of Lego, but there wasn't the little knobbies, but I just want to say it was angular like plastic bricks, and it was shiny hard plastic, and there was lots of knobs sticking up, so you would push it down or you would toggle it. And the steering wheel was more square shape, which we've seen a lot of today. And then the miles per hour was in the middle in the digital, but coming off the side were lots of little square knobs about like that, this kind of shape. So rectangles. It had a low windshield. Well, when I woke up, I was like, oh, finally, a dream I can do something with. Because I have dreams about design and fashion and things that are just not part of my life. And so the car dream is part of my life because I'm into cars. I have I don't like to use the word hate. I have a love dislike with cars. I love them. I dislike them because I can't afford what I want. So then it's a kind of an economic rejection. Yeah. I sent Pat an email. Pat, it's working pretty good. This morning I looked at it, and it was full of these little green bugs. I don't want to kill them, but it had like, what's these green bugs? They're so beautiful. And this is the oil that I put on my lens. And so we got 10 dead souls there. Sorry, bugs. Oh, maybe I'll shave today. Well, today is the beginning of the APAC, Asia Pacific Economic Conference. Joe Biden allegedly on Wednesday, the 15th, is when he's meeting with Xing. So I'm going to call that the terrorist date. Good morning, Charles. How are you doing, buddy? I'm genuinely worried about San Francisco. If there was ever a city that created animosity amongst Americans, it would be San Francisco. I think mostly because of the liberal and the gay. Conservatives, I think, universally don't like San Francisco. It's their version of a modern Sodom and Gomorrah. I did a little reading on Sodom and Gomorrah, not much. It wasn't just about deviancy, it was about selfishness. It was just about selfish people. So it wasn't necessarily just homosexuality. It was just very selfish behavior. That was the little takeaway I got from it. Where's my little? These I can't see sometimes. Oh, this will do. Got a lot of too much brightness here. There we are. A little bit less blue. Yeah, that's good. I made sausages last night. They were really good. The pineapple ones. I wish they were spicy pineapple. I can fix that with some hot sauce. Yeah. I have had some thoughts about moving. Like, how do I move? I need to, I think selling cars again sounds fun to me. So I'm thinking about Washington State and Oregon. And yeah. I'm going to pay attention to Southern Oregon's weather this year. Klamath Falls is a town that is of interest to me. Also, Northern California, north of Shasta, is really interesting to me. And where I was living, McLeod, it's actually really beautiful there. And there are some pieces of land for cheap, $5,000, and it's got timber on it and no electricity or water. No big deal. Figure that out. It's so funny how people let electricity and water be the thing that stops them from moving there. And yeah. I was also thinking about an electric car. I'm not going to get one. I wish I had money for one because I could charge it here at home and I would have no fuel bill. And with the range indicator, if I've got it's only like 120 miles to town round trip, maybe throw in another 40 miles, call it 160 miles for scooting around town. That would make my life so much. Charles, I probably would try Mercedes because I just like Mercedes Benz. I've got a lot of confidence in their product. It's kind of like also it's old money. It's not nouveau riche. BMW used to be a pretty cool car company, but their cars are super fucked up. Like literally, I'm just not I'm not a fan of the way they look, and I think they look stupid. But maybe that's genius. Like maybe I want to sell cars to people who are so dumb they would buy one. Maybe BMW has figured out the low IQ secret sauce. Let's talk a little news here because I got SF Gate open. They're talking about the World Economic Conference, similar to how Super Bowl San Francisco frantically is bracing for the APEC. Where are they going to put these 20 to 30,000 visitors? I mean, is there enough hotels for that kind of people? I have no idea what kind of hotel capacity San Francisco has. So that's interesting. I like this story about California's third largest city is mostly empty, forgotten dream. And it was going to be a city in the desert. Charles says, what about Lexus? I'm racist. My grandpa hated the Japanese because of World War II. And when I sold BMW, I sold against Lexus. And well, my arguments were they're just a copy of German cars. Now they are good cars. And there's probably good money to be made there. So I need to reconsider that you're just selling a good product to people who want to pay for it. I sold Range Rover and Land Rover And those are pretty much high net worth individuals. In 1999, the statistics on who bought a Range Rover, they had a median income of $400,000 in 1999. So today, that person would have like $800,000 of median income. And so those are kind of more old money people. And the Lexus's nouveau riche, they're people who could afford a Mercedes, but they're worried about the repair bills. So they go with the Japanese car because they're just that much more cheap. That they're just that much more frugal. And also, me being German, I've got a lot of pride in German cars. So again, racism. I think it's okay to be racist. Does it stop black people from being racist? Of course not. So we're all racist. And the sooner we admit that we're racists, the more we can all get along. I think we don't get along because we pretend that we're not racist, but our behavior is completely racist. Society's racist, news is racist, but they want people to act like we're not racist, yet we are. So it is the way it is. Oh man, this fly is asking for it. Maybe that'll send him a message. Okay, so we're talking about racism here. I would just want to say, for people who don't know me, I do believe in equality. And since there is a type of entrenched racism, since we do know it exists, we have to make sure that we have safeguards against it in the workplace. Me as a middle-aged white guy, in today's world, they're discriminating against white guys, trying to give it to minorities and stuff like that. Oops. Oh, I already said that. Good. Let's go to RT. I might even just sell cars for a used car lot because there's good money in used cars, like maybe even more money. You don't have the corporate bullshit telling you how to do everything, like customer satisfaction. You can give really creative financing. If something breaks, you don't fix it. It goes to a mechanic to be fixed. Man, looking at this desert in the this city that never came to life. It's kind of interesting. California's third largest city, they're calling it. Well, somebody did all the work for the planning. Antelope Valley. Miles and miles of unpaved roads are carved into the eastern half of California City, intersecting and folding into themselves only to bottom out into empty cul-de-sacs. Even though there's no houses in sight, the roads are marked with street signs with names like Lincoln Boulevard, Aristotle Drive. The vacant neighborhood was meant to be the heart of one of the most ambitious cities ever imagined. A master plan community is designed to house hundreds of thousands and attract tourists from all around the country. Like its roads, the story of how California City turned from an architectural vision into a 13,000 person desert outpost is long and winding. punctuated by big dreams, corporate missteps, and federal investigations. Culminating one of the biggest FTC payouts of the 20th century. In 2023, as tech billionaires prepare to build a utopian city in Solano County, California, city remains a reminder of just how wide the gulf between design and execution can be. To this day, the city remains California's third largest by land area. Its sprawling footprint on the map attests to the gulf between ambition and outcome. Houses, businesses, and paved roads cluster around the western half of the town, which sits over a deep aquifer of water, leaving the city's eastern side, originally planned as the center of the city, almost completely empty. The anti-Los Angeles. City was projected to hold 400,000 people. According to Starkley, the original plans for the city took about a year to design, including details as specific as the type of trees in the park and the color of the road signs. The city's core would be a downtown center that would accommodate 80,000 to 100,000 people, while 6 satellite suburbs each would hold 30 to 50,000 residents. The city would have a golf course park with an artificial lake, 2 features that actually came to fruition. That's pretty. The town was incorporated in 1965 with a population around 600. Behind the prompt, California Cities Incorporation was also a sly tactical move, Starkley said, by incorporating California City as a community service district. Fiscal responsibility for the city's maintenance onto the city government. The newly formed city absorbed the company's debt. At the moment of its incorporation, California City was $7.5 million in the hole. Floyd arrived in 1970 to work at the City County Development Company's office. Remember the town fondly. It was a small town atmosphere. She said her archery, played softball, swam in the town's pool. She never worried about crime. Interesting. Good morning, Greek. Welcome. Got him. I'll be back at my other channel in next Monday or Sunday. I'm just banned for a week. Okay, now I'm at RT News. Hey, Greek, thanks for sharing the flaming pumpkin seed. That was fun. Ooh, Russia's gas giant announces radical Asian strategy. Let's read this one. Gazprom. Moscow has set out plans for incorporating the key allies in the region for the next 15 years. Russia is seeking long-term cooperation in natural gas supplies with Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. Gazprom CEO Aleksey Miller has revealed. Until recently, Russia's dealings with Central Asia allies could be described as short-term, Miller told Russia One TV in an interview released on Sunday. However, the countries have now set the task of reaching a 15-year horizon. All right, that's enough of that. Hamas planned border attack. Washington Post. U.S. is running low on air defense systems. You don't say. Like maybe all this is just a plan to deplete America of our ability to defend ourselves, and then they attack us. Oh, Donald Trump's sister passed away. She was older. I didn't know he had a sister. How many Trumps are left around? Jewish school in Canada hit twice by gunfire in a week. What you doing, Rabbi? Sorry about that bright spot there. It's the morning sun. Hey, Greek, how is your mom doing? I know her health isn't so good. The AI race has started. Who is the main U.S. competitor? Ooh, that's a good topic. Ooh, India's Silicon Valley has a robust talent pool and a vibrant startup culture, but to scale massively, it needs big investments in massive computing power. Exactly. That's everybody's. Artificial intelligence, which refer to the ability of computers or machines to perform tasks that require human intelligence, is common today globally and in India. Hmm. Hmm. I don't want to be too critical of artificial intelligence, but I just want to say that maybe we're over investing in it because it is the hot topic of the last year or the last 2 years, and there's computer chips being made, and there's big investment into cloud computing and big server farms for people to rent. And could they be building something that nobody's going to use? If artificial is so intelligent, why aren't we getting great results right now? It only seems to be able to make comical images. Mom's doing good. Thanks for. Oh, you're welcome. That fly got away. Oh. I took the chick last night. Oh, hey, got some ants on some cheese here. Get away. When I have cheese in the fridge, like if you don't wrap it, it can be hard, right? And I used to cut off the hard part. No way, I eat it now. Even if it's a little bit hard, it's still milk, it's still protein, it's still nutrition. Ugh. Yeah, maybe I'll move closer to a town. I'm getting a little lonely out here. And I've been trying to find a woman who wants to live with me and do this in the middle of nowhere lifestyle. There's got to be a woman like me. I mean, like women are crazy, right? Well, so what I'm doing is crazy. So it should be, it should attract women. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Maybe I need one of those hippie Burning Man women. Wayne, don't eat milk cheese. I fucking love. Why not? What's wrong with milk cheese, buddy? This body is made by milk and cheese. Probably why I never broke a bone. That I know of. I think I broke some bones in my foot one time. I broke my thumb from falling. I probably broke some bones. I'm like, shake it off. Shake, shake, shake it off. Why are Western Europeans afraid of China but not USA? Oh, that's a really good point. That's almost worth tweeting. I think maybe I'll get some cleaning done today. Yeah. I seem to do the morning show. I eat food. I get sleepy. I take a nap. And then it's 2:30 or 3. It's kind of like the routine of my day. Oh, I was thinking of, I'm going to do a spreadsheet on the Tesla trailer that I've come up with. So it's actually much better than I imagined because well, the Tesla car has a 5-hour range at 60 miles an hour, which is 300 miles. And during 5 hours of driving, at the end of 5 hours, I will have charged your battery an additional 180 miles. And so the battery charges 36 miles per hour. That's amazing. So by driving another 3 hours on that charge that you got when you didn't have in the morning, then you will have gotten 108 more miles. So it's like, it's depleting, but so we're 6, 8, we're almost 9 hours. Yeah, so it's like 200, like by the time it gives you actually 180, by the time you're done with the 180, you got another 100. So it's 280 miles. So it nearly doubles. It's nearly 100%. That solar panel trailer actually increases your range 100%. Have you heard about the new Chinese hemp battery? They use hemp and graphene. Yes, the MIT did this. I didn't know it was hemp. I thought it was concrete and graphene. So you just take charcoal, turn it into powder, and mix it with concrete, and that makes a battery. That's a good memory. I'm gonna write that down because I could do that experiment. I could make some charcoal, I could grind it and put it in concrete and just make a little battery and then put a charge on it and see how it goes. Concrete. What I did read some charcoal. What I did read was the charge per volume is low. So like they were talking about using it as a way for infrastructure. When you pour a slab foundation for a home, you turn that into a battery. And it's not dense, yet it is a battery. So it's worth testing. Now you're saying here hemp. Yeah, China came up with a hemp one and they've been buying up all the hemp. Hemp is an amazing product, mostly because the pulp of hemp per square foot equals per acre. It takes 40 years of trees to equal 1 acre of hemp. So you can get pulp from trees that take 40 years or 1 year in the same space of hemp. Ford's hemp car is pretty amazing. I didn't know about Ford's hemp car. Man, I just wish we had more inclusivity. Like this world it just feels like, and I've always felt this way. If I felt like an outsider, if you didn't go to Ivy League, you don't get to hang out with the group of kids. They'll let you work for them, but they're not going to let you be management. You're not going to get venture funding. So today's world is full of these woke liberals who are ridiculous, and they don't include guys like me, and they don't include conservatives because they hate each other so much. The media has divided America, and I wish we could all just come together and say, why aren't we growing more hemp? And the answer is conservatives. Well, it's like marijuana. Like conservatives hate people who smoke marijuana unnecessarily. I don't know why there's so much hatred. There's so much division in America, and I really think we just need to come together and focus on making America a really good place to live. Like, how do we turn America into a clean Switzerland-like society? Um, Low crime to no crime, and uh, and it starts with stringent laws. Like, but we're not doing it. Hempcrete, yeah, hempcrete. Huh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you probably there was the car with the furnace. You drive your car on wood, the gasser engine. It's so much fun to do these engineering projects. However, you can go down a rabbit hole and you're there for 10 or 20 years and then you're dead. And I'm getting so old right now, at 55 years old. I can't believe I'm 55. I just read a Center for Disease Control said that I'll live another 24 years and 2 months. So I'm going to make it to, according to them, 79 on average. That's not much. I did the math and it's only 8,700 days left to live. So I'm hoping to find somebody to spend my old age with. I think it might be nice. We'll see. I'm thinking about a sailboat. I'm like, well, what about sailing the ocean, Wayne? Would that be fun? No, maybe not. I think maybe living on a sailboat on a lake. That might be fun. Not Lake Michigan. That's too big and it's cold as fuck in the winter. I think a sailboat. There's a Lake Shasta in Northern California. That might be fun. Have you ever seen that lake? It's beautiful. Fish. I wonder what their level of water is right now. They've had a low water level, but Lake Tahoe is beautiful, but it's super expensive. All the rich Bay Area people bought it up, and everybody's priced out. Mm. Riverside County is basically like the poor person place in California. Crappy weather. It probably will get taken over by immigrants, though, who can handle the crappy weather. And I see towns like mine turning into an oasis. I could see massive housing developments out here. If my gravity control gets going, I'll found my company out here and make a big factory, and then that's where the people will start moving out here because it'll be close to work. Well, let me just give another read here about RT. So, Germany promises massive increase in Ukraine aid. That's weird. France to force Ukraine to buy its own weapons. Yes, I love that. Africa International Film Festival took place in Nigeria. Making films, that might be something I would want to do. Filmmaker. Oh, I just had an idea for a film. It's a documentary style film about a bank robber, but they're really bank robbers. But the people are like, in this documentary, we're going to tell you how people rob banks. They case the place, how they get caught, and then at the end of the documentary, they rob a bank. Not for real. I mean, it would be a fake robbery, but when you watch the movie, you're like, did they just rob a bank? It's really a bank heist movie disguised as a documentary. That might be interesting. All right, let's go to politically incorrect. Somebody says, remember when NASA got caught faking moon pictures? So they just told us that it was a lens flare glitch. Yeah, they were coloring the photos and making them orange on purpose. What was that about? No, the Perseverance rover. Yeah, it's a rainbow on Mars. Wow. Yeah, they found a rainbow on Mars. What a trip. Let me share that with you here. Here it is. There was a big fire in Southern California under a freeway overpass, and they feel that it weakened the supports because of the fire was raging. And now there's now that freeway's closed and it's choking Los Angeles really bad. Mm-hmm. I'm reading politically incorrect right now on the reply count. Germany cracking down on porn? Okay. Something about the Cybertruck. Tesla will sue you $50,000 if you try to resell your Cybertruck in the first year. Wow, I guess they're trying to get rid of price gouging. Hmm. Oh, because uh, it's the wait list thing. Huh. I guess they can do whatever they want. I think it's silly. Here's Secret Service, it said. Handsome Truth. They say neo-Nazi found guilty after distributing anti-Semitic material in West Palm Beach. Yeah. He's not getting out of jail. They're going to do something to him, and I mean that will be illegal. But Secret Service agents protecting Biden's granddaughter opened fire when 3 people tried to break into SUV. Oh. I sold BMWs with a black guy who used to work for the Secret Service. It'll take you years to through the wait list. Yeah. I think I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I don't like to start sentences with "I wouldn't be surprised." I would and I'm gonna rephrase it because I say I don't like to talk in knots. That's I would not expect that. Just say what you would expect. So, I would expect the Japanese to copy the Cybertruck. What's his name? Elon Musk, he should just Cybertruck that bad. Um, he should just increase production, build another factory. I bet you the global demand for Cybertrucks is high. My dad regrets his whole life and won't stop watching Manosphere or talking about it. I never even heard of the Manosphere. I'm going to keep this short because I'm emotionally drained at this point. I'm 21, along with my three sisters, are pretty upset at the most recent comments. About a week ago, he told my 15-year-old sister he regrets marrying my mother, specifically in having kids. The next comment was today when I told him I wanted kids. The only way a man would have kids with you is if you groomed a minor into having sex with you. What the fuck? He used a genuinely love and support us, and now he's constantly shits on women and even us. He already has the image in his head we are all whores and that men don't want us. Then he started asking us if wed like an arranged marriage because we never find the right man. We are women, he said. We always pick the bad ones because we love the drama. He acts like we are dumb and use our vaginas to get everything we want. What's crazy is my twin is the spitting image of the woman that he get talked about in the videos, tattooed, piercing everywhere, and sleeps around, which is fine, but he loves her the most out of all of us since she come back. He has disdain for the rest of us. I will talk about that another time, but yeah, that's all. What the fuck am I supposed to do about it? I want my dad back. Well, just love your dad. Don't Your dad is angry and critical, and listen to his pain and bring a notebook and write down his major arguments, and through a series of interviews and hundreds of hours or 20 hours, you're going to have his main gripes in life. And I think he said it right there. Women use their pussy to get anything they want. And so he sees that as women are manipulating men. So just write down his ideas. Gavin Newsom on Excise visit. I know folks will say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all the fancy leaders are coming into town. That's true because it's true. Oh, Gavin Newsom, he made a funny. Good for him. I love it. There's times I love Gavin Newsom. I like his stupid hair. Yeah, it's a loyalty reward for getting it early on the list. Getting a special Porsche these days is murder. Like you would have to pay. There's a new Porsche called a GT3 RS, and it is a super badass Porsche, and it's nearly $260,000. It has a wing. It has special aerodynamics that give it two G forces. It has 1,800 pounds of downforce, and that means you can make a 2G turn. Two G forces in a turn. back in the 80s, Corvette had a car that would do 1G force in a turn, and that was phenomenal. Most cars do a half a G in a turn, then they slide out. So that means if you go in a turn today and slide out with a half a G at 30 miles an hour, like this Porsche could go through the turn at maybe 60 miles an hour and not slide out because the downforce. That is just scary. You'd have to have a lot of confidence in your machine to approach turns at that kind of speed. I saw some guys driving it and they were just like throwing it in the turns. They shouldn't be doing it, and the car just sticks. And I'm sure you get used to its performance after a while. Like you don't even have to think about it. Got you. Man. Greek, are you a computer programmer, Greek? Greek, what are your, I know you run a Discord, and you knew about the flying pumpkin seed. Okay. Well, what are your specialties? Are you an engineer of sorts? You might say, Wayne, I'm just a lumberman. I'm good with a chainsaw. I mean, what kind of skills do you have that are interesting? The reason I'm asking is you're a meme generator. You're not Meme Smith, are you? There used to be a guy called Meme Smith. What do I want to say? Okay, well, good. You're good at making memes. Oh, scratching my back. I'm just an old keck. All right. Well, I'm team building. That's what my questions are around team building. So out of all the friends I have here on the internet, maybe someday I'll probably build a company. If I'm lucky, maybe my anti-gravity. So Greek, I would hire you for my anti-gravity company to make memes for the marketing department. I'm an OBS monkey too. Oh, okay. That's good. Have you played with the Bing image creator where all those crazy graphics are coming from? Like, did you see the Nancy Pelosi sexy photos I posted? Somebody's making those with artificial intelligence. Have you played with that yet? Greek, can you use AutoCAD software? I work at a machine shop for a while. Oh, great. Well, like Pat is willing to make the U-Tron because he's got a lathe, and he was like, well, you said you were going to do AutoCAD. I'm like, I didn't even get it working on my laptop yet. I was having trouble interacting with the 360 Fusion software, but I need to build something in AutoCAD. No AutoCAD, but I could learn. Yeah. Don't worry about that for now unless you want to learn. Pat is good with AutoCAD, so I might ask Pat if he wants to design it. He probably doesn't have the time. I probably will have to learn AutoCAD because I know what I need to build. Yeah. I'm just like, how do you do something when you don't have all the skills? And one way is to find people with the skills to do their little piece of it. Uh, Project management, basically. I got to bring in some income. Well, that's a topic for another day. Let me get back to politically incorrect here and read some more of these news. Texas man builds large water collector with filtration system so he doesn't need Zog tap water. What have you done to make your life better? Yeah, good for him. Japan is arresting all YouTubers. Interesting. Ooh, yick. Adam Green. Jews have taken full control of the media, including poll. The entire media narrative is completely controlled by the Jews, including alternative media and even anti Semitic media, which is run by people like Adam Green, who drop subconscious clues to their intros, like the best way to control the opposition is to lead it. Yeah, the Russians did that also. Uh, hmm. Oh, we're going to talk about my beer idea. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, so you see this beers.wine? I own that. And beers, okay, so .wine is a domain name. So I have beers.wine. You were a bartender for a while, right on. So beers.wine is my idea for a crowdsource beer and wine alcohol delivery service that is decentralized and that works two ways. One person has beer at home and you buy the beer from the person at home. And then there's a person who will pick up that beer and bring it to you. That probably won't be the biggest, that probably won't work necessarily so much. I see it more as a person has beer at home that they bought from the grocery store and paid tax on. Then you say, let's just use Budweiser 30 pack because I can get a 30 pack of Budweiser at Walmart for $20. So on the beers.wine app, you would buy delivered the Budweiser 30 pack cold beer for $45. So you're paying a $25 premium on top of the cost of the beer. There's no tax because the person's already paid tax on it when they bought it. So you're really paying for a delivery fee and a profit. So imagine a guy who's got a garage full of beer and refrigerators. And at night, he says, I deliver beer 2 miles from my home. And he does it on his fucking bicycle. And then he gets an order, ring, 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 ring. And he puts the beer on his bicycle and he bicycles over to your house, puts it at the front door, rings the doorbell, puts on the app, delivered, knocks on the door. Hey, Steve. Hey, Wayne. How are you? Here's your beer. Thanks, buddy. You got your beer license. I'm not talking about making beer. I'm talking about reselling beer. So, how many times have you been drunk at night out of alcohol and you can't drive to the store to get more because you're drunk? So, that's drunk driving. And you don't want to pay for a taxi and you don't want to spend the time. You just want your beer. So, like for the price of beer delivery. That's all. That's all I'm talking about here is just beer delivery 24 hours a day. Now, to skirt the law, well, Wayne, after 2, you can't deliver beer. You can't buy beer. Do you have a liquor license? Well, maybe the way around that is I am a beer warehouse and you buy beer. So when you buy the app, you have to fund it with buying beer. So 2 days later, when you want that beer at night, you didn't buy the beer. You just had beer delivered at night because you bought it days ago in daytime. So I think if there's any legal problems with this, we can skirt it because it's a beer delivery service. Beer tokens, yeah. The whole point is to make sure that people who want beer or wine late at night can get it. And so it's decentralized. And the guy's like, you know what? I kind of like Wayne's idea. And I got a lot of neighbors who will drink shitty beer. And I'll buy whatever, uh, just cheap beer like Natty Ice, Coors Light, and they just have a pallet in their garage, and their refrigerator is full of that beer. I'm the Coors Light guy, or I'm the Coors Light, Bud Light, Amstel Light, and you're like, I'm not driving 5 fucking miles. Fuck that. I go 2 miles. So then you become the anchor for your little neighborhood. Think about suburbs where there's, really there's no major thoroughfare. Anyways, you could just be the go-to alcohol. You're basically a home-based 7-Eleven in a suburb out of your garage. People are not allowed to come to your home. You're a delivery service to their home. Because if people are coming to your house, then that's a business. And you would need a license for that. And you don't want traffic to your home because that's going to be shitting on your neighbors. What you want to be is just a delivery service within your neighborhood, 1 or 2 miles. Maybe you do it with an electric bike. And yeah, so you're at home and it's midnight. Ring, ring, ring. Got a beer delivery. I would go drop off a 30-pack of beer for $25 a profit. I would. So I bought the domain 6 months ago, beers.wine. And I think that's, well, what do you guys do? Well, we got beers and we got wine delivery, I think it's a decent name. And this is a really kind of simple app where the sellers just upload what they have and at what prices and where the range where they deliver it to. And then lifetime of free beer if tokens take off. Well, no, I'm not. This is not cryptocurrency. This is just money for money. So, hey, Cake, this is just money for money. Because so, how does Wayne make money with the decentralized beer and wine distributor? And I want to let's say 10%. So, out of a $45 order, let me just sketch some math on a piece of paper here. Because I got to run the website and keep the app going and shit like that. So $20 beer, $20 delivery, $5 fee. So the beer costs $20. You get a $20 delivery fee, and Wayne gets $5. So 5% of $20, 5 of 20 is I make 25%. Well, actually, it's totally $45. So $5 is what percent of, oops, where's my phone? Five divide 0.5 equals. It's 10%. Is that right? Oh, Claire. But can I drink it? Yeah, you can drink it. So I'm charging 10% of the transaction. We'll work it out. I don't want people to feel like Wayne's ripping them off. Like on Uber, if you're a taxi driver, on a $100 fee, $70 goes to Uber. I don't want that. If I was to make Uber out of a $100 fee, $10 would go to Wayne's Uber. So I just want to charge like 10% service fee, something like that, and have a minimum $3. So the seller, the provider could be like, yeah, I'll deliver. The smallest order are two 40-ounce beers. Imagine in New York City where somebody might just go 1 or 2 blocks and they might just say, I just want a couple 40-ounce beers. And they could just go run 40-ounce beers. And now the secret side of the business, which is not part of my idea, but then people would start selling weed, you know? They'd be like, I need a 12-pack of beer and a bottle opener, code for weed. So when they got there with the beer, then they hand them cash for that weed. People would it would be it's a way to facilitate peer-to-peer commerce. And it is expensive. We're not going to say that this is inexpensive. You're paying a huge premium because you didn't plan in advance because you're fucked up late at night. But most stores close early. This would be a warehouse paid for already with crypto that you own, so you could get it whenever you want. That's right, Greek. Okay, Greek. Let's say right now, I want you to be my business partner. I want you to be on the team, and I'm going to give you some equity. I don't know how much, but I like your idea of beer crypto. So, as a business, we could say that these dollars, well, I just don't want people to lose their money. I just don't like like, I don't like the crypto idea. I would rather have a traditional bank account where you put the money in my beer wine bank account and I hold it, and you have a credit, and then all that stuff. I think just regular accounting, but I like that you're thinking outside the box here, and that let's continue this conversation because we might have something there. Definitely, you could purchase beer with Bitcoin. Yeah. Let's not worry about the money. Money sometimes. I have to take a bathroom break. Let's 60 seconds here. It has to do with ownership of the beer. Well, the person providing the beer bought the beer months ago. Like just now, as I was taking my piss, I'm like, I could start that. I could start this business here where I live right now. I could buy 20 cases of beer, and I got neighbors 8 miles away, 200 people. I'm not sure how busy it would be, but I could have the app, and if anybody wanted beer for like double the price, I would spend $5 in fuel and drive it down there and deliver it. Yeah, I mean, how hard is it for me to start this business? Not hard at all. All you have to do is buy a product and then sell it for 100% profit. Everybody would want to. Wouldn't everybody like to make 100% profit on their beer? I think the answer is yes. And people will be like, Wayne, if everybody would do it if it was that easy. Well, it actually, why aren't they doing it now? Because it doesn't exist. This idea has not been brought to the marketplace yet. Yeah, somebody could copy me. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but we would have 6 months to a year to build it. Like, so if we have an app for iPhone and an app for Android, and then a website where the centralized database is, the provider says, I've got 30 cases of Budweiser. I got 30 packs, and they're $45 each. Buy as many as you want. And then you go on the app and you're like, I need some beer. Search my area. Only thing available, 30 pack of Budweiser at 45, a 12 pack of Bud Light at 25. And then you would make your choice. And as time goes on, more people would buy beer and start selling it this way. It doesn't take away business from grocery stores because that's where the reseller gets it from. Yeah. I think this idea's got legs. Cake, what are you doing today? I'm just reading politically incorrect here. Oh, some guy died. Kevin Turan, the man behind producing some of Euphoria, is dead. Must have been a rock and roll band. Inside the strange, secretive rise of overemployed. That sounds interesting. Having worked multiple work, having multiple work from home jobs for salary maxing. It's cut or based. Stars fentanyl tragedy. Well, just don't do illegal drugs, people, and you're not going to run the risk of dying from fentanyl poisoning. Russia warship flotilla in Asia sparks fear global takeover. Asia has fallen to the Russian Navy. World Economic Forum. These guys are masquerading as global fascism. I do like fascism to a certain degree, because we're not a democracy, and whatever America has isn't working. Like, it's just not working. Maybe, like, we've tried capitalism. We tried the Constitution for 200, nearly 50 years, but it's not working. Maybe we do need fascism. I know that will scare some people, just even the thought of it. Dictator, concentration camps, political opponents jailed. We're in control of our own government. I don't think we need it. I think what we need is we just need to follow our Constitution and be a nation of laws and have a really good judicial system and quit cherry picking who has to follow the law and who doesn't. Like, we have so much corruption that systems that should work don't because of the corruption. Jeffrey Epstein, perfect example. Selling children to rich guys. Like, if Bill Gates had got arrested 20 years ago and was in jail for the last 20 years, he couldn't be doing all this pandemic shit, sabotaging the world. You follow me? If Bill Clinton went to jail 30 years ago for Epstein Island shit, he wouldn't be out there with his globalist agenda. And Hillary Clinton was probably guilty too, and she would be in jail. So all these world leaders who are getting away with fucking the children, they wouldn't be prominent today because they would have been in jail long ago if we had only followed the laws. Steven Spielberg would be in jail for raping that girl, Heather O'Rourke, the girl from Poltergeist. They're here. Like, he wouldn't have made his propaganda movies, Schindler's List, and he wouldn't be producing false information, and he wouldn't have a position of power because he'd be in jail because he's a criminal and a douchebag. And maybe righteousness would have a chance to have life. But no, we give fertile soil to degeneracy. So the seeds of degeneracy are planted and watered and fertilized and harvested. And now what do we have? We have a crop of degeneracy from years of degenerate farming. So we've created our own misery, and it's time to replant. It's time to till under the degeneracy and plant something good. I can see why wars could be appealing because they cleanse. They wipe the slate clean by killing everything and starting anew. But I don't think that's the way. I don't think that's the path. Swindler's List. Oh, bam, boom, home run by Charles, grand slam. You're just walking the bases. Thank you, fans. Thank you. More where this came from. More where this came from. Swindler's List. That's epic, Charles. I'm screenshotting that. That's got to be one of the best comments ever. Yeah. That was impressive, Charles. So I call that genius wings. And genius wings is when you notice somebody's a genius. Like in the Air Force, when you get your pilot's license, they give you your wings. And I'm giving you genius wings. That was genius. You are now an official genius. I used to have geniuswings.com, and it was going to be a place to celebrate people's genius. You tell the story of why they're a genius. My friend Akbar had something called Fog City Sales, and this is in 2004. and he invented TaskRabbit 10 years before TaskRabbit. And I was like, dude, that's a stupid idea. Nobody is going to go pick up something you want to buy on Craigslist and bring it to you. It'll never work. And here it is working. TaskRabbit. My friend Akbar is a genius because he's so lazy. Bill Gates says if he wants to get something done in a better way, he hires a lazy person. Because a lazy person won't do the job the old way. They'll do it in a new way that requires less work. So they still have to get the job done, but they're so efficient at being lazy that they got to get it done in an 8-hour period, and they'll wait till the last hour because they'll spend 7 hours thinking about how to do it a different way. Bill Gates is a genius for sure. He's an evil genius. I was looking at these two nails. They were in my chair. There's some tear on the fabric. It's kind of neat. Like, when was that nail made? It's just metal and it's squished into shape and it's still valuable. When I was younger and me and my couple friends pitched and got a kegger. Yeah. Well, we could put the kegger with the beer delivery idea. We could do a beer on tap. The truck comes to your home with ice cold beer on tap. You come out with your big pitcher, pull off a draft of beer, you're done. Just drives away. Like with electric cars and solar panels, transportation, fuel cost doesn't exist anymore. Think about it. Hey, Charles. Yeah, Greek, I know what a kegger is. I'm saying with my beer delivery idea, I have tap beer on delivery. You're not buying the whole keg. It's for people who want tap beer versus canned beer. So a truck comes up with a bunch of taps it's ice cold beer, and you have a pitcher, and you fill up your pitcher of beer, and then the truck drives away. Like literally, my beer delivery idea is it's like the ice cream man or the ice cream truck for beer. Tap beer delivery would be huge with fraternities. See, Charles, you're on the beer team also. That is genius, Charles. Like literally, we could make a whole bunch of money at colleges, just like the ice cream truck. Ding 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 ding, and the kids would be like, quiet. It's the beer truck. We could have German polka music as the music for the beer truck, and we just have a loudspeaker and we blast German Oktoberfest polka music, and then the kids run out of the dorms with their pitchers, and they fill up their pitcher, like they swipe the credit card and they just pour in the beer, and then when they shut it off, then that's how much they're charged. And it's an electric truck, and we charge it with solar electricity. We have no fuel bills. Charles, you could get the guys who built that tap room to maybe fund this idea. One, they have access to beer. You're selling beer. You're delivering beer to people of legal age. I don't think there's anything illegal with that. It's just not being done because people don't want the expense of refrigeration, and the trucks get 8 miles to the gallon on heavy shit. So it's an electric truck. We just need one of those Ford pickup trucks that's electric, and then we put a refrigerated box on it. Mobile tap room. Boom. Dude, this idea. I did tweet a graphic I made. It's not the best graphic, but I'm still going to share it. Here's my graphic. And in that tweet, I tweeted to AZ16, which is Mark and Dressen. They're billionaires. They fund things like this. My 24/7 beer and wine delivery idea. Crowdsource delivery, DoorDash drivers have the beer and wine and sell it to you for an affordable markup. Ooh. Woo. I want to do a startup. You know, startups are so much fun. Imagine we create the beers.wine startup. We're drinking beer all day. Oh, the AI Pelosi's are fucking hot. She's beautiful. Totally. Well, friends, I think we're going to call it a morning. This was a really successful it started off slow, but we're ending strong. Charles gets comment of the day. Swindler's List. Dude, we could make a movie called Swindler's List. And then we just include all the swindlers. It's a documentary about scam artists. Let me thank Charles for being here, Greek for being here, Cake for being here. We hit the ball out of the park today. We did it together. I love you guys, and I'll see you tonight. Bye-bye.